Magic cures with seismic ramifications. The potential risks of cutting corners to cut fat. Hands up if you'd be up for a quick drug to fix the biggest problem in your life. Unless you live under a rock, you will have heard that this is now available for one of the most sizable facing Western populations: fat. And the ramifications could stretch much, much further than waistlines. Obesity has become the biggest cause of preventable death in the West. In the US, it contributes to the premature death of more people each year than all American deaths in battle ever. In the UK, over 60% of the population are now overweight, a contributing factor in more than 50% of cancers, and with preventable diabetes now costing the taxpayer 10% of the NHS budget. In less than 50 years, the rapid introduction of ultra-processed foods, coupled with increasingly sedentary lifestyles, has resulted in excess weight, replacing malnutrition as the biggest health issue in the modern world. But the miracle solution is finally here. GLP-1s, for example, Ozempic. Injections that suppress appetite and trick your brain into satiety, a new favourite word. It's the reason why most of the celebrities you've seen pictures of recently are looking increasingly hollowed out. Given the evidence for its efficacy, this could be the greatest antidote I have ever and will ever cover on this blog. But there's an oft-quoted saying that there are only two types of drugs that don't work and drugs with side effects. The question is whether the benefits outweigh those side effects. And for this one, we need to look at the potential of far-reaching ramifications across the whole of society and the economy, not just those in the human body. The problem is, our politically short-term siloing of issues means we're very bad at this. Instead, playing sticking plaster whack-a-mole on unwelcome side effects as they arise. Implications. Firstly, implications for healthcare. In the US, people have fewer barriers to getting their hands on anything that they're prepared to shell out for. Not so in tax-funded health systems. In a Spectator article by Max Pemberton this week, he discussed how the innovation being rolled out rapidly across global health systems has the potential to bankrupt the NHS, diverting resources from other conditions and potentially removing incentives to embrace healthier lifestyles. He considers how far weight should be considered a disease versus a lifestyle issue, and how this might be evidence of more mission creep into the realm of personal responsibility for our well-being. Such conversations come up frequently around issues like nose jobs, hair loss, and IVF, and are challenging to draw lines within. Dear government, fix us please. It's not our fault or responsibility. Kind regards, the electorate. But if not tax-funded, might we not see an even starker socioeconomic divide in health, with poor access to such drugs for the less well-off, who are already overrepresented in the statistics? Next, the implications for the economy. So, let's think this through looking at the US market, where 2/3 of adults are considered either obese, 70 million, or overweight, 99 million. A mere 169 million in total. If only half of these were on the drug and dropped their calorie intake by 50%, wow. Just imagine the impact of that on the convenience food industry. Coke, Nestle, McDonald's, Chocolate Latte Frappuccinos, Krispy Kremes. The literal and almost overnight shrinking of half the population may be fantastic for the health of the individual, but for industry, it requires agile forecasting and the ability to pivot rapidly to avoid mass industry demise, something few big businesses are adept at, leading to mass job losses. With the agriculture and food sector employing 10% of people in the US, thin but broke could be a very realistic possibility for many. I've no doubt the food industry lobbyists are on the case. Few physical product industries would be immune to this significant a change, but of course there would be benefits too. The fashion industry would see a huge boost in demand, alongside reduced textile costs. And, according to a fashion friend, handbag sales could go into steep decline. Make of that what you will. The drugs apparently boost self-control across the board, reducing smoking, drug and alcohol consumption. Airlines would save a shit ton on the cost of fuel tons. The jewelry resizing industry is apparently already booming. Demand for medical devices for hip and knee joints will decline. More, and more. The mind boggles as to how many others might see a significant direct or indirect impact and the opportunities and threats it presents. And what about the black market? There are no doubt shady entrepreneurs dissecting these drugs in unregulated underground labs at this minute, hoping to cash in on the magic solution for an already multi-billion-dollar industry drowning in quackery. Next, the implications on long-term health. Few yet know the answer to this one, but it's inevitable that such rapid weight loss will come with side effects to muscle mass, bone density, joints, correlation to certain cancer types, and more. And what about the possible loss of all the mental health benefit that comes with increased exercise, inevitably deprioritized by this, regardless of official advice? And what does the dramatic slimming down or the high profile celebrity world mean for already body dysmorphic teenagers? How many more crippling eating disorders might these trends trigger in our superficial, looks-obsessed world? Next, the implications of not doing the hard work. This is the broader, more philosophical question that intrigues me. In our modern quest for quick fixes, is yet another easy solution that avoids us having to do hard work good for us as a society? Psychologically, we know the satisfaction and sense of personal fulfillment that follows from effort. The view at the top of the mountain is so joyous as a result of the effort it's taken to get there. The food so much more delicious post the effort of creation and preparation. The book that has the greatest impact on us is the one we write, not read. Life is a journey of slow, hard-won achievements, not a destination at which we should expect instant gratification on tap. Interestingly, the suicide rate quadruples for people post-bariatric stomach surgery, with various theories as to why. One being that the removal of food as a source of numbing comfort can send many into deep depression. Another, that once the diagnosed source of unhappiness is solved, an existential crisis can occur as all the others come flooding to the fore: loneliness, toxic relationships, poverty, or poor life choices. So many innovations in healthcare have revolutionized life on this planet, from antibiotics to vaccines, eradicating truly evil diseases and dramatically increasing life expectancy. Let's sincerely hope that this proves to be the next in that line. All hail the scientists and inventors, at least until they give us a reason to curse them for the new different scourges they might unwittingly unleash on the world. Take my other obsession as a case in point: social media and the attention economy. Hailed for its global community-building powers of connectivity and providing free access to all the information in the world, but with the not insignificant side effects of addiction, social polarization, concentration degradation, and the mental rewiring of our children. Could we have foreseen that? Certainly, there's a case for trying to look further around the corner on this one. Personally, I suspect Ozempic plus Sweatcoin is a much better solution. Always be selling.